Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here, and the Washington football team just lost the Dallas Cowboys 27-20, and they fall to 6-7 on the season and really eliminate any chance of winning the division, although the wild card hopes are still alive. So we're going to recap the game and talk about some of the biggest takeaways. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. Hit that like button and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. And also check out WinView. Let's get right into the video. Man, this loss stings. I mean, this wasn't obviously a good performance at all by the Washington football team. And this team today looked a lot more like it looked early on in the season than it did the last few weeks. Defensively they were good today, or at least they weren't the problem today. Let's start off with the offense. Taylor Heinicke, 11 for 25, 122 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Definitely not his best game at all. He had the interception, which, I'm not going to put it too much on him. Definitely, a little bit on him, but he's too short. It shows a little bit of the limitations on him, and it wasn't a good block by Charles Leno, because if he makes that block, Gregory doesn't get up, and it might be a pretty long gain. I can't remember who, but it would have been a long gain for Washington, but instead it turns into a pick, and Dallas, I don't know if they got a field goal on that drive or a touchdown, but that's a huge swing right there. We went for it on 4th and 3 later on in the game, and Heinicke I've said this for so long, even when he's playing well and when he's playing bad, one of his biggest flaws is he holds onto the ball way too long. It's 4th and 3, he backpedals like 10 yards, and he just waits too long. It's 4th and 3, you have to get a playoff, and they get a touchdown off that play. I mean, those are huge huge plays that the Cowboys are getting, and that's easy points that they're getting. They got a free 8 points, or no, that was 7 points that they got on that play. That cannot happen. That cannot happen. And that's just something that you take those 7 points off the board, and it's 20-20 instead of 27-20. And then also, Jonathan Allen has been our best player this year. He's been amazing. But that offsides really cost us early on in the game, and I think he had one later in the game too. But that offsides early on, we stopped him, and the Cowboys were going to go for the field goal, but instead they get a touchdown. And then also Ioannidis gets roughing the pass. I'm not really going to blame him too much. I think he came out of his spin move and didn't know Dak didn't have the ball, and he pushed him. But that's 5 points. That's a 5-point swing right there because of that penalty. And I think that might have been the drive after Heinicke threw that interception. But those are things that really cannot happen. Heinicke just wasn't good. He had like 4 straight performances that were pretty good, but today was one of his worst performances of the season. We weren't able to move the ball with him. We weren't really able to move the ball at all today, except for that one long drive we had. And it's just unfortunate because, and I'm going to put this loss obviously on the offense, but I'm not putting it all on Scott Turner. But I've been a Scott Turner supporter, but today I did not like what I saw. And of course, we're going to have to go watch the film, but I just didn't like what I saw from him. I know we couldn't run the ball that well, but I mean, what got you here? What got you at 6-6? The last few weeks, we've been able to run the ball a ton. And I mean, this week we just, right from the jump, we just weren't running the ball much. I mean, the first possession, I think we only ran the ball once. We didn't get much, but still, I would like to see more. And then, our defense, because of our defense, or because Heinicke fumbles or throws an interception, they get out to a early lead, and then we go away from the run and just start passing a ton. That's something that I think was a little bit of a mistake because, our run game got us here. And, I know Gibson wasn't the best, but if, Gibson isn't looking good, then put in Patterson. Put in, Jonathan Williams. Both of those guys look really good today. Jonathan Williams, 4 carries, 16 yards, and a touchdown, but, he had a bunch of goal line carries, so his stat line was even better than that. And then Patterson looked good as well. Gibson did not have a good game. 10 carries, 36 yards. And he had a fumble. I was out for a little bit of the game, so I did not see the fumble. I was watching right when I got back right before Cole Holcomb got that pick 6, but Gibson, that's a huge issue, and I mean, it can't happen going forward. it's just unfortunate. But yeah, I did not like what I saw from Scott Turner today, and the offense as a whole. Thought we should have run the ball more, and man, the injuries just might be too much to overcome. I mean, so many guys getting injured today. I mean, you see Taylor Heinicke got injured twice. You saw Charles Leno get injured. Brandon Sheriff got injured. I think he went back. Samus Reyes got injured. Tyler Larson got injured. Terry McLaurin got injured. And that's on top of all the injuries we've already had. With Wes Schweitzer going on IR. It's just so unfortunate. All these injuries just piling on. And, begs the question, like, we're going to need a new training staff this offseason because, that our training staff that we had originally, the head trainer got, busted by the DA. So I don't know. It's just offense didn't look good today. Injuries are really, really concerning. And, the offense wasn't really scoring points the last few weeks, but they were able to, control time of possession and, dominate in the run game. And they just didn't do that today. So we'll see what happens. But next week, Gibson's got to be better. The offense as a whole has to be better. Cam Sims was solid today. He was, probably one of our best offensive players. 3 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown. Great 43-yard touchdown catch. Adam Humphries was solid. Just make some, clutch catches. And then Jonathan Williams had a catch. John Bates had 1 catch for 19 yards. Also had the offensive pass interference. I guess technically it is, but, I don't know. They said they saw 2 hands. I only saw 1 hand push off. DeAndre Carter, let's talk about DeAndre Carter. 2 catches, 12 yards, but he cost us. I mean, obviously he's not the sole reason we lost the game, but at the end of the game, Kyle Allen throws an absolute dime. He throws a dime to DeAndre Carter. Would have put us, I don't know, somewhere at the 30 yards away from a touchdown, and he right through his hands, and it's a drop. And the next play, obviously, is the Kyle Allen fumble. And I a lot of people are complaining about it. I'm not going to complain about it too much because the refs didn't lose us the game. The refs were not good, but we lost us, ourselves the game. I mean, you have a fumble return for a touchdown. You have a pick on 4th and 3 and a bunch of other stuff, penalties. You just can't have that. You cannot have that and expect to win a game against a good team like the Dallas Cowboys. So, yeah, I didn't like it today. DeAndre Carter, you have to come down with that catch. You absolutely have to come down with that catch. John Bates was okay. Tight ends weren't great today. And unfortunate, Terry McLaurin got that concussion. Sometimes Taylor Heinicke puts his receivers in harm's way. And Curtis Samuel, no show today, really didn't do anything. I mean, he was open one play and Taylor Heinicke missed him. Besides that, he's been a non-factor. And De'Ami Brown, he's done nothing this year. Absolutely nothing. The one thing he did today was fall down and, should have been a pick by Taylor Heinicke. And it wouldn't have been his fault. But De'Ami Brown he just falls down in his route and he doesn't get any opportunities after that. And yeah, I don't think he deserves any either. And I don't know what was wrong with Heinicke today. It just didn't seem like his day. I mean, there was like 3 times where he threw it into triple, quadruple coverage. I'm like, where are you throwing it to? Like at least 2 or 3 times, especially in that second quarter. I was just saying, what is going on? Because you cannot be thrown into triple coverage. Just if you don't see anyone, just throw it out of bounds. And that's just something in general he has to work on. Throw the ball out of bounds. If there's no one open and you're about to get sacked, throw it out of bounds or go up the field and run. He did that a couple times, which is nice, but yeah, that has to improve. Let's go on to the defense. Defense was not the issue today. We allowed 27 points, but 7 of those were because of a fumble that was returned for a touchdown by the Cowboys. So they really allowed 20 points. And if you think about it, I mean, it was probably less than that because we had other turnovers like the Gibson turnover, which allowed them in good field position. The Heinicke interception that got tipped twice. I mean, the defense was not in that, the problem today. They did have their miscues. Jonathan Allen was offsides a couple times, and in the first half they weren't that great. But let's go over some players. Cole Holcomb had an okay game. Actually a good game. Had that pick 6, and had a couple other nice plays in this game. Cameron Curl was solid. William Jackson, he was getting beat a couple times. I didn't like the PI call on him. I thought there was a little ticky-tack. I didn't agree with that. Jonathan Allen, 7 tackles, 5 solo tackles, 1 sack, 1 TFL, and two QB hits. He had another great game. Daniel, I didn't really see much from the edge rusher. Shaka Toney was okay. I think he drew a holding, and he had a quarterback hit, so he was solid. Kendall Fuller had a couple nice plays. He had some nice tackles, but he also got burnt one time. It was a 44-yard catch by Michael Gallup, but we got bailed out because I think that was the play that Shaka Toney drew the holding call. Deron Payne, good game for him. 6 tackles, 1 sack, 1 TFL. Landon Collins had a great game. 5 tackles, 2 sacks, and he had the pick early on in the game. And then Jamin Davis was okay. Should have had that pick, man. Really should have had that pick. But at least he was in position. He made the right read. I thought David May was okay. He had that really nice tackle on special teams, so shout out to him. I think Matt Ioannidis also got hurt in the game, so the injuries piling up, man. Tress Way, man, he had a great game today. That's every game, but he averaged 51 yards a punt. Brian Johnson missed an extra point. You cannot have that. That is something that, let's hope Joey Sly can come back soon, but I don't know. But, man, disappointing loss. I don't think, I'm not going to complain about the rest too much because we were lucky to be in this position at 20-27 at the 20-27 at the end of the game. Chance to win. You can't have plays where too many penalties, fumbles, interceptions, and a drop the play before. You just can't have it. We deserve to lose this game, even though the rest weren't great. We deserve to lose this game. Let's hope, though. I said this in terms of making the playoffs, winning the division. Obviously, you had to sweep Dallas, but in terms of making the playoffs, the Eagles games are more important because we are competing with them for a wild card spot. So next week is super, super important. I think McKissick will be back because that's huge because, the pass protection from the running backs was not good today, especially from Gibson. So having J.D. McKissick back, he's great on those blitz pickups. So having him back will be huge. And, some of these other guys, hopefully McLaurin isn't out. Oh, man, the injuries. I don't know if this team is going to be able to overcome it, but, at least we came back in the game, but we're not going to take many moral victories around here. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.